The scenic view of the landscape of Turkey is breathtaking. It is one that always gives a first-time visitor nostalgic memories because one needs more than a month to tour the country, which can be described as a bridge between modernity and antiquity. In terms of religion, the land can be touted as a cradle for Christianity and Islam. Turkey is one of the few countries in the world that can boast of some of the historical sites deemed as 7 wonders of the world by UNESCO. These archaeological points of interest are the ruins of the Mausoleum of Mausoleusis in Halikarnassus and the remains of the Temple of Artemis or Diana in Ephesus.
And she was a fertility goddess. The women were being worshipped in the matriarchal system. You know, they were given birth each time. After that, the population grows up.
These have helped in making Turkey an attractive destination for tourists. The tourism sector is now one of the most dynamic and faster developing sectors in the Turkish economy. According to travel agency Thomas Cook, the country can boast of 11 of the world's best 100 hotels. In 2005, there were 24.1 million visitors to the country, contributed $18.2 billion to Turkey's revenue with an average expenditure of $679 per tourist. The figure is likely to go up this year because apart from the tourists from Europe and the Americas, Africans including Ghanaians have also joined the stream of tourists to Turkey.
Turkish economy is very good. We have lots of agriculture beside tourism, and we have lots of factories, car factories and everything. This economy is wonderful.
Behind the drive for visiting Turkey are biblical historical sites, including Smyrna, which is one of the 7 churches the book of Revelation talks about. However, today, that city, which is the 3rd largest city in Turkey, has seen massive transformation and is now called Izmir. Izmir is 34 miles away from Ephesus, also talked about in the Bible. Where I'm standing now is the main central part of Izmir, which is called South Colosseum. It was in this place, of Smyrna, that Christian persecution started. From Izmir to Ephesus is about 1 hour 30 minutes drive, and entry into the 13-kilometer square city attracts a fee of €11 per person. Unmatched in terms of sheer magnitude, Ephesus appeals to everyone, from the serious archaeologist to the casual tourist. Though in ruins, Ephesus is still high on the list of places Christians go for pilgrimage. Records from the managers of the city show that about 10,000 people visit the place on a daily basis during summertime. This implies that about $110,000 is made on a daily basis from tourists, thus making this ancient city a cash cow for Turkey. The name Ephesus means a bee. Osman Senka said water was brought into the city of Ephesus in those days by these pipelines. The pipelines were handmade. This is an impressive 25,000-seat theater where plays were performed. It was at this place that a rout erupted during a meeting organized by the silversmith Demetrius, whose business was affected by St. Paul's missionary efforts described in Acts 19. You can freely wander the marketplaces, temples, town halls, shops, public toilet built by a wealthy woman called Scholastica, all depicting the grandeur of this once great city. Heading south from the theater on a street designated Marble Way, you come to the Library of Celsus, a high-flying structure built 114 to 117 AD by Gaius Julius Aquila to honor his deceased father, Gaius Julius Celsus, governor of the Roman province of Asia. It also served as his father's tomb. At its peak, is said to have housed 12,000 manuscripts. The building faces east, so the reading rooms could take advantage of the morning light. St. John and Mary, the mother of Jesus, were some of the important figures that once lived near Ephesus. But from the city of Ephesus to where Mary spent her last days after fleeing from persecution of Christians by Emperor Domitian is about 6 kilometers. Today, Mary's house has become a crowd puller, with these people showing thousands of prayer petitions made by pilgrims from all over the world. The water being collected here is believed to have been the same source of water Mary used during her stay in Ephesus. It is believed to contain some healing powers.
Every day ship coming in Kuşadası. Sometimes 5-6 ships coming in Sedasa. All people coming here. Maybe 10,000, 15,000 people.
A day?
Yes.
From Mary's House, the next point of interest to tourists is Syringi, a town which can boast of one of the churches St. John is thought to have started. Syringi has emerged as a popular tourist destination, competing with Ephesus because it once served as a safe haven for Christians fleeing from invasion by feudal lords. Also, the 5th century town is also noted for being a hub of handmade products such as clothes, soaps and creams. But a visit to this ancient town can't be complete without having to deal with ice cream vendors who combine humor with business. Istanbul is the best of places to visit because the city has a spirit of its own that enables it to combine hundreds of years of history and culture derived from its past as the capital of Byzantine and Ottoman empires. The 17 million population city embraces change and is always adding something new without destroying antique buildings. Talk of the 550-year-old Grand Bazaar, which houses about 3,000 shops. The next on the trail is the Spice Bazaar. Turkish restaurants abound with delicious and tasty food that is local and international cuisines. But one thing that stands out in these restaurants is the eating of leaves. This leaf in front of me is called holy basil, but in Ghana it is called nunum. Holy basil or nunum is believed among Turkish that eating it will help in digesting the food and also fight gastritis.
This is the first time he's coming in.
The Sultan Ahmed Mosque, which is also known as a Blue Mosque, is another magnet of its own, pulling crowds on daily basis from every corner of the world.
Hello, sheep.
To the town, small town. And you know, to the town, they put tiles on the south lane.
And just outside the compound of the Blue Mosque are these 3 obelisks. The tall one is said to have been sent by the Egyptians to the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire at the time.
Originally, there were the head of snakes, but we cannot see them nowadays. Why? The first head of snakes is exhibited in British Museum in London. The second one in Archaeological Museum in Topkapi Palace Museum nowadays. The third one, nobody's know.
Opposite the Blue Mosque are Hagia Sophia and Topkapi Palace. The Topkapi Palace contains relics such as the rod of Moses, the sword of David, and the turban of Muhammad the Prophet. But cameras are not allowed to film these things. The combination of favorable climate, warm sea which stretches about 1,000 kilometers along the Aegean and Mediterranean waters makes Turkey's coastline a popular international sightseer destination. The transportation system in Istanbul is quite impressive, with public buses and trams moving at every 5 minutes. Though the traffic situation is somehow worrying, but if one looks at it from the angle of a city of 17 million people, then it can be described as quite good. As of 2009, there were 102 airports in Turkey, including the international airport in Istanbul. In 2010, there were 102 million airline passengers in Turkey, and this is expected to reach 120 million in 2012. Ama Echia Amankwa works with Daily Graphic. She gives an impression about Turkey.
I want to say that in terms of infrastructure development, they are really doing very well. And I think there is so much for Ghanaian traders to take advantage of. Turkey has a vibrant and a strong cotton industry, which I think Ghanaian traders can take advantage of. They shouldn't look at one side. I don't want to mention countries, but Turkey is also another good country. They are protecting their brands. Their products are rated high.
For a Christian, I think you would want to know where Mary lived the last time before she died. Not just that, but you have I think a third generation of the Roman Empire as well. It's been excavated. You can see all that in Ephesus. it will be a very good place for a Christian to visit.
However, if nothing is done by smoking in public places by authorities in Turkey, tourists may one day advise themselves, because secondhand smoking has a lot of implications on one's health. The country manager for Turkish Airlines in Engin Akbars, he touches on the mutual benefit that Ghana and Turkey can derive by trading with each other.
Istanbul is very near to Ghana if you compare to China and Dubai, and I hope business can increase if Ghanaians will explore Istanbul better.
Turkey means a land of a strong people. The robustness being shown in its economy, even in the wake of the financial crisis in Europe, is perhaps a reflection of the power behind the name. Edward Nyarko, reporting for GTV News.